Glad you're back. Today, we'll learn about television legend Johnny Carson. Join us as we explore his remarkable rise to fame, influence on late-night television, and tragic death. Let's get coffee and remember Johnny Carson's excellence. Johnny Carson's early life. John William Carson, born in Corning, Iowa, had several challenges on October 23, 1925. His working-class family had severe hardships throughout his childhood during the Great Depression. His fascination with illusion and the stage shaped Carson's early years. This passion was ignited when he received a magic kit as a birthday gift at 12. Performing as the Great Carson for friends and family, he developed his stage presence and honed his performing skills. The road to show business. Carson entered show business after serving in the Navy during World War II. He earned a degree in speech and drama from Nebraska after helping his nation. Carson went into the broadcasting industry after finishing college. After starting as a radio announcer in Omaha, he eventually went to Hollywood, where he worked as a television comedy writer for Red Skelton's program. Early success and national attention. Johnny Carson's abilities were quickly recognized. Starting in the early 1950s, he went from working behind the scenes to front and center on local television with his program, Carson's Cellar. This experience opened doors to opportunities on national television, where he first hosted the game show Earn Your Vacation in 1954. Yet Carson's rise to fame was propelled by the popularity of his next game show, Who Do You Trust? 1957 to 1962. Television producers saw his innate charm, humor, and interaction with guests, leading to his outstanding late-night talk show host career. The Tonight Show beckons. After proving his hosting abilities on Who Do You Trust? In 1962, The Tonight Show presenter Johnny Carson replaced Jack Paar. Late-night television made Carson famous by giving him this job. Carson would go on to revolutionize the talk show genre and write himself into the annals of American television history for the following 3 decades. The Tonight Show years with Johnny Carson. With its innovative mix of humor, interviews, and music, Johnny Carson's The Tonight Show ushered in a new age of late-night television. Carson's trademark humor, charm, and warmth won over millions of viewers over 30 years. The Tonight Show revolutionized the late-night talk show genre and paved the way for Carson's successors. Memorable moments and iconic segments. There were countless famous moments and segments throughout Carson's time on The Tonight Show. His introductory speeches were integral to the show's success because of the topical comedy and witty one-liners they included. Recurring sketches like Karnak the Magnificent and Tea Time Movie also showcased Carson's unparalleled comedic talent and timing. From the infamous Ed Ames Tomahawk incident to Tiny Tim's wedding, these unforgettable moments solidified Carson's status as a late-night legend. The kingmaker of comedy. Several successful comedic careers may trace their origins to Johnny Carson. His program exposed new artists to a broad audience by including them in live performances. The Tonight Show launched Jerry Seinfeld, Ellen DeGeneres, and David Letterman. Carson was called the Kingmaker for helping countless comedians succeed. A lasting impact on late-night television. Carson's influence on late-night television has been significant and long-lasting. His talent for connecting with his audience and guests made him a United States household name. Modern late-night presenters continue to take cues from Carson and his attitude, thus his legacy lives on. Johnny Carson's tremendous skill and persistent popularity ensured his reputation as a late-night television pioneer endured long after his departure in 1992. The impact of Johnny Carson. The significance of Carson to late-night television is beyond measure. He set the standard for talk show hosts like David Letterman, Jay Leno, and Conan O'Brien. His timing, comedy, and kindness were legendary. Carson's monologues and skits, such as Karnak the Magnificent and Tea Time Movie, were legendary and showcased his unmatched comedic talent. Personal struggles. Despite his phenomenal success on television, Carson's private life was tragic. His marriages ended in divorce and adultery because of his drunkenness. It became more apparent as he got older that he was pretty reserved and cautious about his personal life. Carson's early onset of a stammer made him hesitant and anxious around new people. He overcame his issues with communication by turning to his passion for magic and ventriloquism. Through practice and persistence, Johnny eventually overcame his stutter and gained confidence in his public speaking abilities. Marital struggles. Johnny Carson had a string of bumpy relationships that shaped his personal life. Each of his 4 marriages ended in divorce. His mental health, income, and relationships with his children all suffered from his repeated marriages and divorces. He was said to be a reclusive figure who sought refuge from personal strife in his creative pursuits. Alcoholism and addiction. Battles of drinking and other addictions marked Carson's life. His addiction to drinking and drugs negatively impacted many aspects of his life. His drinking harmed his conduct as told by friends and coworkers. His struggles with addiction were profound and persisted throughout his life. Emotional distance. Johnny Carson was considered to be emotionally detached in his personal life despite his public reputation as a warm and engaging performer. Because of his emotional distance, he struggled to develop meaningful connections with others around him, including friends and family. Retirement and philanthropy. Johnny Carson was an iconic American television host and comedian who entertained millions of viewers on The Tonight Show for 30 years. Carson left broadcasting in 1992 after an outstanding career. His decision to retire while he was at the height of his career caught many people off guard, but he explained that he wanted to spend more time with his family and focus on his other passions. Retirement plans. Carson retired to his house in Malibu, California, where he often hosted parties for his many friends and family members. He also followed his wanderlust and visited several countries. On top of that, Carson kept giving to the organizations he cared about, such as the Children's Hospital Los Angeles and the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. Philanthropic efforts. Johnny Carson donated millions to several organizations during his life. To support young growth, academic success, and cultural enrichment, he founded the Johnny Carson Foundation in 1981. Foundations have donated millions. Carson also helped the Children's Miracle Network, which contributes to hospitals for youngsters. For years, he hosted the telethon, generating millions for the charity. Johnny Carson's retirement was a turning point, and his charity activities will endure. Carson gave to organizations whose aims he embraced after retiring, improving countless lives. Death of his son and other tragic events. Rick, Johnny Carson's 39-year-old son, died in a car accident in 1991. The event devastated Carson and his family. Rick was a great businessman and philanthropist who loved his father. Carson left The Tonight Show to grieve his passing. Carson lost more than his kid. His mother died in 1992, and his third wife, Joanna, died of cancer in 1999. Carson sponsored several causes throughout his life despite these obstacles. After retiring, he concentrated on family and hobbies. Johnny Carson's son's death and other tragedies show resilience in overcoming misfortune. Despite his heartbreak, Carson was determined to have a meaningful life and improve the world. Loneliness and isolation. Carson's health and personal struggles contributed to his increasing loneliness and isolation. He spent much of his time alone, watching TV or reading, and had few friends. He also grew more reclusive, avoiding public and media interaction. The tragic end. His passing marked the end of an era and will forever leave a gap in the entertainment world. Let's honor the late-night icon by revisiting the many moving tributes shared since his death. On January 23, 2005, at age 79, Johnny Carson left this world. Death was brought on by emphysema-related respiratory failure. The passing of Carson sent shockwaves across the entertainment business, and many people expressed their gratitude for his work in television and humor. After hosting The Tonight Show for 30 years, Johnny Carson left the show in 1992. He escaped to the privacy of Malibu, California from the spotlight of Hollywood. Nonetheless, he was not in excellent health and relied on oxygen therapy due to emphysema and other conditions. Death and legacy. Carson is one of history's most successful celebrities. His effect on television and humor is tremendous, and many comedians and talk show presenters have followed his lead. Johnny Carson pioneered American entertainment even after his terrible death. Even after his death, Johnny Carson's influence on television and humor is unmatched. Let's honor Johnny Carson, who revolutionized late-night television and left an indelible impression on our hearts. Thank you for joining us in remembering Johnny Carson, the tragic end of a late-night legend. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more unique tales about entertainment superstars. Comment here with your favorite Johnny Carson moments. Stay motivated and safe. Till next time.